Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Devouring Swarm. So let's pick up where we left off. Mid-war, in fact. We have this fleet here, which is slowly being reinforced, pushing into the territory of our Zepa-Drogon neighbors. Ooh, I almost called them allies. Big mistake there. We do have one of their fleets sort of stuck on one of these three worlds, and what I'm going to start to do is to recapture. Now, I wanted to also go over some tips I received, or really tip. Mahai Kanan Kajanu, sorry if I butchered your name, mentioned if I'm a swarm... Oh, here they are. I'm going to pause real quick and tell my fleet to turn around. They thought I was leaving, so they tried to arrive. I caught them mid-entrance, and their fleet is now dead. So Mahai mentioned that if I am indeed a swarm, maybe I should swarm, meaning forget the destroyers I've been constructing. Let's just go with corvettes, mass corvettes until I get battleships. That's probably a very good point. I will do that. So, I did have one last destroyer queued up, but that will be the last destroyer I make, and I'll start making corvettes from here on out. Corvettes being the smallest ships. Now, the advantage of a lot of corvettes, they have really high evasion, so they're harder to hit. That's it. That's the advantage.
Our construction is complete.
All right, let's take a look at our planets here. We just constructed, I think, our capital. Now, taking a look, we have housing and jobs available. No jobs available on this planet. Let's go ahead and build a power district. And no jobs here either. We'll build an agricultural district. Fen Habanis is still colonizing. And that is a huge Ecumenopolis, which is a huge boon to us. We'll be able to do a lot with that.
Our construction is complete.
Alright, I'm going to slowly be growing my fleets when I can. So Fen is fully built up. Ooh, life eccentric, huh? Fen is fully built up at this point. Giving quite a lot of resources, which is great. And here we are fighting not only their spaceport, but then a fleet. I like uneven odds, sure. Have at 'em. Now, as we explore more of the universe, we're going to find more people to hate and want to consume. That's totally normal. So once we take out this starport, we are one hop away from consuming their capital, which will be great. Our populations have expanded in Unar and Fadima, which, as a result, let's hang out here and wait for this starport to expand.
Our construction is complete. Our construction is complete.
And there we go. Now we've built those districts.
Technology conceived.
Getting ion thrusters, that's awesome. If we're going to mass up corvettes, we might as well get corvette hull points. And here's a fleet I didn't know existed. Oh, it's teeny. Yeah, that's not going to really pose a threat to anyone. Let's move up on their capital then.
Our construction is complete.
Now we need some terraforming technologies in order to expand some of the planets we already have here. So you can see they can't be terraformed any further. Yeah, so here's their home world. They have a starport and no fleets because I've been destroying them. I do have my army and navy here, so this should be quick. Now with the food that I have, let's get pop growth and maybe learning too. Now I do have some of their starports captured. I don't know if I'm going to keep them, as they're not strategic checkpoints or anything. Okay, so here is, as you can see, they're panicking to throw ships at my fleet that's soon to be bombarding their capital. So they're trying to stop me as best they can, and I won't be deterred. And more people to hate. Let's go ahead and indiscriminately barrage their homeworld. So if I look at their homeworld, they have only 2 teeny little armies there. You know what? I'm just going to invade. That's not even enough to defend against my invasion army. And let's watch the invasion. Why not? Right? Oh, it was so quick that I didn't even get to watch. Alright, so we have captured their planet. I'm going to pause for just a moment, because now with this additional planet, which is Podrog, if we take a look at the population, it is all, pretty much all undesirables. Here, hold on. First off, we're going to need a anti-crime governor. So generally what happens is when you capture a planet with people that you don't tend to let integrate, they start to rebel. And wow, I can really not find a governor I'm looking for. Yikes. Alright, I'm just going to have to settle for any old governor, maybe. They start to rebel, and as a result... Oh, here we go. Here's an anti-crime governor. It makes... It might cause the planet to then fully rebel into a full rebellion where you won't be able to keep the planet. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to deploy hunter-killer drones and cease populating this planet. I don't want this planet. It's not all that habitable for me. So as far as population goes, let's go to species. The Zepadragon here will be processed, which means they will be added to our food pool. Their citizenships and military service, I'm just making sure that they have no rights, and they don't. So at the end of this month, you should see a huge boon to my food pool. Oh yeah, maybe I already am. Yeah, pops. We are eating them. And then let's go and demolish buildings that don't matter. No one's working at them. And instead, we'll build a stronghold. Keep these people from rebelling. Checking up on my other planets. Fadima's gonna need more jobs. I actually don't even have enough minerals yet. Now, part of the, I wouldn't say problem, but part of the difference between being a swarm is we will expand really, really, really quickly as we eat more of our enemies. And as a result, what will end up happening is our population and all that will not all be that great. We'll be penalized for technology and whatnot. And that's just the way this goes. Alright, so I do have some Ma people on this planet. As you can see, we have 3 of them here. And they're sort of just holding down the planet, making sure that it doesn't have any sort of insurrection. We barely have the ability to keep everyone
Our construction is complete.
from rebelling. I don't really need any districts here, so I'm getting rid of them. That will help to decrease my empire sprawl. Now, as for my fleet, let's go ahead and increase it as much as I can afford, which is not much. I don't have a lot of alloys yet. So I'm going to keep the station at Gargantua and keep it here too. As you can see, this is a natural choke point for the Zappadragon. For them to get to me, they'll need to go through their capital world. Now, I did mention that I needed to research some tile blockers, so let's go ahead and do that. Once their entire population has been processed, aka munched, I will depopulate Podrog because it's not really a climate decent for me. I'm also going to build a sentinel post. Actually, I meant to do a sentinel post and not the stronghold, so I'll fix that. Habanus is about to be done,
A new nest is born.
which is awesome. It's going to be my best world by far. Or at least a world that has a huge head start. Now, we're allowed to have up to 50 ships or fleet size in our navy, but we can only support up to 39. So that's something to keep an eye on. Let's see. Supremacy. Probably Supremacy should be next. Maybe Expansion 2. Completing Expansion
Our construction
also
is
helps us
complete.
to spread, but I'm going to do Supremacy. That seems to be the logical next tradition to get. And they, I think, Panic upgraded their station there to try to keep it, but my fleet's going to cut through that starport, no problem. It's kind of a joke that they'd even think that that would make any sort of difference. I'm the mom, man.
Survey the system.
Alright, let's downgrade that so I don't have to pay for it. And repair my fleet, and then we'll start eating them some more. So once the Sentinel Post gets added, it should increase the stability and lessen the deviancy.
Our construction is complete. Our construction is complete.
Yeah, I didn't do much. Let's go population. Alright, I don't want synapse drones. I want hunter seeker drones. There we go. Stability's a lot higher. I'm prioritizing one job over the other. Saying, make sure you're hunter-seeker. Basically employing a bunch of Terminators on this planet.
Technology conceived.
Okay, so we have the upgraded hull points. Let's go ahead and get star holds.
Survey the system.
The debris here is for some deflectors and lasers, not all that important. As you can see, we are colonizing Sol and building an observation station to observe their progress, or really to hinder it. You, Mr. Scientist, go do this anomaly.
Our special project is complete.
Now, I just researched space amoebas, so we're going to study their physiology and maybe learn something from that. Alternatively, I could have not studied their physiology and just been awarded basically a bounty for killing them, but I don't really like to go that route. So on this planet, we need both jobs and housing. Uner, you're okay for now. Fadima, you need jobs.
We have surveyed the system.
Let's add a food processing facility actually first. And then this colony doesn't matter. It is being depopulated quite quickly. And we are getting a lot of food for it.
Technology conceived.
Okay, more energy credits from technicians. Let's get UV lasers. Okay, here's the observation post I wanted. And then I'm going to try to capture Soyama before my neighbors do. And obviously this will probably be the next person I go to war with. It already looks like they've been fighting the Reavers here, so they're losing territory, and they're, as a result, probably weakened. If I check, yeah, their economic and fleet power is inferior to me, so they wouldn't be that difficult to wipe out. We can speed up time at this point. So we've captured everything. Let's keep crushing the neighbors of ours. So I just chose my bonus that I get for researching the amoebas, and I chose evasion because if I'm going swarmy little corvettes, we might as well be as evasive as we can be. In fact, oh, we're getting war exhaustion 100%. So I'm just going to say settle status quo. The war that I have with the Zeppa Dragon is over. And I get to keep everything, because it was a status quo, I get to keep everything that I captured. And what I'm going to do now is to redesign my...
The others reach out to make contact with our mind.
Oh, more people to hate. Redesign my ships here so that they're more evasive. I'm going to add afterburners to them. And let's go ahead and upgrade the ships to include those afterburners. For that, we're going to need some alloys. And I'm going to sell off a lot of my food as well. All right, this observation post that I've built, we will aggressively observe them. I don't care if it has unintended consequences. They're close enough to space age that once they mature, I will just eat them. I'm letting it age like a fine wine. Oh, man. checking to see... Alright, so this is planetary resurfacing. That should allow me to remove some of the tile blockers that I have on these planets. My fleet is slowly but gradually upgrading. Oh, there is an incoming asteroid that's going to hit the planet unless I stop it. So... what I'm going to do is... I'm going to let my fleet... Ooh. Let's go ahead and crank one Corvette out at Mostar to stop that asteroid from striking while my fleet upgrades. Alright, so my fleet is all upgraded. We'll go to Soyama in order to enter war with another neighbor. And we created this one little ship to blow up this asteroid that's heading to our planet.
Our construction is complete.
Because no, I don't want to get collided upon. Our scientists look like they're kind of running out of things to survey pretty soon, as this empire won't allow us to go any further, and almost everything that has been surveyed that I have access to is already surveyed. Alright, so here is the asteroid. Bruce Willis is on this ship. He's stopping this asteroid from colliding with the planet. It's going to take a little while, but I'm in no rush. That asteroid's not moving very fast. Unity of purpose looks good to me. Ooh, but this tile blocker will clear a lot. So let's see. The first tile blocker that I got, researched impassable mountains, no problem. Okay, I guess it was just for Unar Prime's mountains. Okay, I think we have enough time. It's going to take a while for that ship to take out that asteroid, but that asteroid's not traveling all that fast.
Our construction is complete. Our construction is complete.
Adding some ships to my primary fleet. About half of Podrog is dead now. The native population that I decided to eat.
Our construction is complete.
Oh yeah, we have plenty of time. This scientist... Let's slow down time a little bit. So this scientist here will... We already have an assisting researcher here. But actually I'm going to kick him out and replace it with the really skilled scientist that we have. Because science is going to be harder to come by because of our empire size. So what I'm actually going to do is fill up these extra buildings with a bunch of research labs to hopefully spur on some science, and then this science ship will get this new scientist. I'll turn them... Nope, I guess there's nothing left to auto-survey. So... I will have them assist science at Fadima, even though there's no point. Fadima's not really generating any science. Yeah, not generating science at all. But it doesn't really matter. It's the thought that counts.
Our construction is complete.
The thought that they're being assisted. My economy is quite strong. I could probably support much larger fleet than I currently have. Okay, this asteroid's almost gone. We researched that tile blocker. Let's get more societal research from our researchers. And this additional tile blocker allows us to remove toxic kelp from Unar. And toxic kelp from Fatima.
We have surveyed the system.
Right, yet another scientist with no job. So return back to Unar. And this is going to be a recurring theme. The last scientist, wherever he or she is about to have no job as well. Okay, we blew up that asteroid, so it's not going to kill us. And I'm going to merge that one ship in with my main fleet. We just had a new encounter. I'll research it. I'll bite. Why not? And you, whoever you are, I'm going to eat you. So I just declared war on the Sildor.
The others reach out to make contact with our line. Our situation log is updated.
Oh, I just discovered an L gate somewhere. Where is it? All right. The Termeku black hole has an L gate. So that'd be a good direction to start consuming. I'm going to start turning my food and minerals that I have excess into alloys. I'm going to start stockpiling alloys, knowing that I'm going to use them in an upcoming war.
Our construction is complete.
And now I can double back and get some of the territories that I didn't bother getting the first time around because they weren't all that valuable.
Our construction is complete. We flee the hostile swarm.
Fleeing a hostile swarm? Yeah. They never colonize there because it has enemies there. Our primary starfleet is just rolling up on my neighbor here and absorbing territories pretty quickly at that. They don't have a lot of starports blocking my way. I don't think they were expecting me to expand their direction, and that's their loss, not mine. And I'm happy to capture all their territory, but what I'm really after is their population, as they are yummy and crunchy and full of vitamins and minerals. The first building I'm going to make on Fen is the spawning pool so that we can populate it more quickly.
Our construction is complete.
And then I'm going to make a foundry as well, which will turn minerals into alloys at really efficient ratios. Oh, got another tradition. Let's see, ship build cost and build speed. That looks pretty good. Maybe fire rate. So the ships I currently have already, because I'm not looking to replace my fleet, can fire a little faster. As you can see, they went from 2.3k strength to 2.4. Just from that tradition.
swarm.
Okay, so they actually have a... Oh yeah, they actually have a fleet. One that is very quickly becoming scrapped. Yep, and not only that, but it leveled up my admiral, so although I took a little bit of damage, my fleet is now stronger than they were going into that fight, which is probably the very opposite effect that my enemy wanted. That's not my fault that they're bad. As you can see, the Maw here very quickly expanding into
Technology conceived.
enemy territory. Nothing's really holding me back. Let's see. Corvette build speed and build cost decreased? Sure. I'm going to spam these things out. Might as well make them faster and make them cheaper. Now at this point what I'm doing is I'm filling out my territory just because I can. But at Mostar, let's go ahead and upgrade a stronghold. Or starhold, rather.
Our construction is complete.
And then also while we do that, make a construction ship. Now I'm sort of heading towards Scylla, their capital. But I think what I'm going to do is capture pretty much all the territory I can while I do it.
Our construction is complete.
I'm going to get basic combat rolls. That will make my ships even better. This construction ship's going to go do that research project. And we also got xenobiology. So let's get synaptic clusters. That will help to get more traditions. And then on this planet, we need residential archaeology. It's filling up quickly. Well, guys, that's about all the time I have for this episode. If you have any questions for me about what I did or why I did it, drop me a line. If you have any tips, tricks, ideas, feedback of any type, let me know. And I do hope that you've enjoyed it, and tune in next time. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all later. Adios, friends.